So good day everyone. Now we will tackle about the climate resilient farming or the SRF. But before that, let me introduce the learning objectives. So by the end of the lesson, learners will able to first explain the importance of climate resilient farming in mitigating extreme weather rest. Second, differentiate traditional farming vulnerabilities versus resilience adaptation. Last, propose a specific climate resilience strategy for a local farm. So, what is a climate resilient farming? Climate resilient farming, which is focuses on practices designed to help farmers adapt to and withstand the negative effects of climate change, such as extreme weather conditions, ensuring sustainable food production. Now, the challenge climate vulnerabilities in traditional farming. So, shifting seasons. When we say shifting season, it is the unpredictable rainfall disrupts planting calendars, extreme events, which is more typhoons, prolonged El Nino. So, traditional farming systems are highly vulnerable to a climate change due to the unpredictable rainfall. So patterns and increasingly extreme drought, which disrupt farming activities and reduce crop productivity. So what is the solution of that problem? The solution, number one, stress-tolerant variety seeds for floods or submerged or salinity. And second, water management alternative wetting and drying, rainfall harvesting. So the solution is we will choose the seeds that have a stress tolerant for floods. Diba? So um, we will use that craft varieties that can survive flooding and salinity, and also it help to improve the water management techniques, no, such as alternative wetting and drying and rainwater harvesting. Next is diversion strategies, reduce risk with diversity. Intercropping, so planting different crops together, no total failure. So when we say intercropping, it is we will not plant dili lang ta mo plant o isa lang ka crop or isa lang ka variety of crop, which is when we say intercropping, different kind of crops, no. So in that way wala joy failure kay if for example, if ang tanom, kani nga tanom, is dili siya makasurvive when kanang ting-ulan, at least natin na tanom nga makasurvive sa ting-ulan. No? So, wala dyan failure when it comes in intercropping kay daghan man tay gina-plant ng mga crops, which is, pwede siya makasurvive. Ang isa ka plant, pwede siya makasurvive sa init. Tapos ang isa is dili siya makasurvive. So, may tendency na ang isa mamatay, pero ang isa is matubo siya, malambot siya. So, that is the purpose of intercropping, or that is the the yun, kana ang pinaka the best no intercropping. And then second is the livestock integration, manure for soil water retention, livestock integration. So when we pag diba natay ginatawag na ang sa to mixed farming, so kanipod pwede nato ang intercropping ng livestock i-integrate nato siya together, no. Okay, for example natay intercropping is daghan kay ginatanom na any kind of plant or varieties of plant na stress tolerant, di ba? Ano siya sa sa flood. So, why not we integrate a livestock, no? Magbuhi po tao like chicken, pigs, anything, no? Kaya ang ilang waste parang ilang mga pwede na to siya magamit sa manure na pwede na to siya magamit sa ato ang tanom nga crop. So how it works? Step by step, building a resilient farm. So number one, hazard mapping. So flood prone, drought prone. So before kita magtanong, kailangan nato mag-hazard mapping. When we say hazard mapping, ato siyang i-check kung asa ang mas prone sa flood o asa ang mas prone sa kanang drought, which is kanang uga nga lupa or like tag-init, no? So pag ang kanang area is for ano siya, flood prone siya. So ang atong itanong dito is maka-survive mga kind of varieties of crop. So sa drought, no, kung kani nga area is maka-prone siya sa drought, so nga nung magtanong man to dito kuan crop na dili siya maka-survive sa kana nga area, no? So which is manghanap kita og alternative na varieties of crops nga makaano siya maka-survive siya ana nga area. Okay. Being a farmer, dili lang ka basta-basta magtanom. So we need nga mag-study ta ani nga area kung unsa jud ni siya nga area, no? Kung kani ba is pwede ba siya tamnan ani nga klase ng crop. Kay kung magtanom basta lang ka tanom, syempre failure jud ang ato ang result ana. No, so let's proceed sa atong generalization. Farming remains essential for food productions, and the combining traditional knowledge with modern innovation allows farmers to adapt to climate change while ensuring environmental protection and food security for future generation. So, pwede ang traditional way sa atong pagtatanom, pwede na to siya i-integrate sa atong naano karon, di ba? Like integrate na to ang traditional o ang modern. Ang traditional o ang karon nga to na way of planting a crop. So that's why we preserve ang ating environment, maprotektahan nato siya, no? So, and also the food security for the future generation nga para magamit pa nila or like para ila pong ma-apply sa ilahang kaugalingon kung mananom na pod sila sa sunod. So, that's conclude my topic. Thank you. So, strong farms, strong future. So, farming remains the foundation of agriculture and global food production by combining traditional knowledge with modern innovation. Farmers can continue to feed growing population while protecting the environment.